question on a policy, the 8465 hate crimes and bias related acts. It appears that in the rewrite, gender was left out. The previous statement said sexual orientation or sex, but gender was never rewritten into the policy.
Where exactly?
So on policy 8465, the hate crimes and bias related. So the part that was struck under the definition, the last line says ethnic or pertains to affectional or sexual orientation or sex. And then in the rewrite is because of race, color, disability, religion, sexual orientation, or ethnicity, gender is not included.
In the first sentence.
Where, okay.
The first sentence of the struck line has sexual orientation or sex.
In the first
and
paragraph.
that is taken off. That's taken out of.
Right, that's been
what's
taken
left.
out. Sexual orientation or sex, but then gender is not included in the list in terms of categories protected under a hate crime.
Okay.
So I'd like the board to consider re-adding gender
Oh.
to that policy.
Sharice, I'm sorry, is there gender would be a better word to include there?
Correct. Yes,
Hold on.
sex is biological.
Let's not get into questions with the public.
We can add
Yeah. Well, let's have a discussion when we move these on this in this issue, please.
Okay. So the other thing that I had a question about, I was sorry that we didn't have, the public didn't have a chance to ask any questions about the presentations that were made earlier. I have a question about some of the benchmarking that's being done and whether or not the curriculum is able to be adjusted for IEPs. Whether Study Island, for instance, my son has a visual processing disorder, and so if there's too much busy stuff going on the screen, he can't do what's on the screen. It's too distracting for him. And he is, we have a math tutor he's working with. He doesn't show any signs of cognitive issues, but does seem to be having problems with these online assessments. And I'm wondering whether these programs are designed in only one way, or if for students who have IEPs for different things, whether they are able to be adjusted so that there isn't a ton of information on a page, for instance. In his case, I mean, another child's case would be completely different. I mean, is that something that's in the module?
I think Israel and Ms. Knapp will have to take a look at that and get back to you personally on how that gets implemented.
Okay, and then my next question will be, and I know this will probably have something that'll come up at the parents' meeting on park, is the park then also, does that have those types of accommodations built into it? Because I'm not completely understanding how that's going to work for a child who has an IEP for visual processing to be able to take an online test. So if that's something that can be talked about at that meeting, I will certainly come to that session.
And we will definitely. So thank you so much for your comments. I'll be having an additional conversation with Jen Knapp and Bill Schlauer, and we're going to get that information for you.
Okay.
Thank you for bringing that to our attention.